Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to this hybrid meeting of Planning Committee on Tuesday, the 5th of August 2025. I am Councillor Jeff Jones and I will be chairing today's meeting. Just to make you all aware, this meeting will be recorded. Can I welcome any members of the public and press to today's meeting? Can I kindly ask you to observe the meeting only and not to speak or participate unless you are registered to do so. Please ensure that your phones are switched to silent for the duration of the meeting. I wish to remind members signing in remotely of their legal obligation to have their cameras switched on during the meeting, please, in order to be seen and heard while participating in council business. If you wish to speak or ask a question, please raise your electronic hand on Teams or physical hand if in person. Should you wish to ask any questions of any of the attendees here today, please ensure these come through me as the chair. I will now move on to agenda item 1, Chair's announcements. I am pleased to inform committee that last week the development management team provided their quarterly survey statistics back to Welsh Government for April to June 2025. These have shown our best performance in the last 3 years, with 100% of applications being determined in time, with an agreed extension of time. Thus, 65% of all applications determined within 8 weeks of validation. This is an outstanding effort by the team and all those associated with the planning process. As such, I felt it is important to draw this to members of this committee's attention today. We are not due to have a fire drill, so should the fire alarm sound during the meeting, please make your way to the nearest exit. Agenda item 2 is declarations of interest. Are there any other declarations of interest on you?
I see no declarations of interest, Chair.
Thank you. Agenda item 3. The minutes from the meeting held on the 3rd June 2025 are attached on pages 5 to 8 of the agenda pack for approval. Members, do you have any comments to make on the accuracy of these minutes? Please can I have a proposal and seconder to approve the minutes?
I move, Chair.
Have you second, Chair?
Thank you. If you do not raise your hand, to the contrary, I assume you are in favour of approving the minutes.
Yes, I see no indications to the contrary, Chair, so those minutes have been approved.
Thanks again, Tammy. Agenda item 4 is requests for site visits. Are there any members who wish to suggest a site visit on the application presented today, or for any other matter?
No, I see no hands there, Chair.
Now we move on to matters for decision. Application number P250314, Rosehaven Welsh Primary School. The report is set out on pages 9 to 44 of your agenda pack, and this application is recommended for approval. I would now like to ask the planning officer to take us through the report.
Thank you, Chair. This is planning application P2025-0314 for the demolition of the existing primary school and team over centre and construction of a new school incorporating team over, the sports pitch, multi-use games area, play facilities, highway and access works, plant substation, sprinkler tank system, surface water drainage scheme, hard and soft landscaping, boundary treatments of varying heights, so maximum of 7.4 metres, cycle store, relocation of existing community garden, cabins, polytunnel and associated engineering works, Rosehaven Primary School, marine drives and fields. The plan before you indicates the application site as entered in red. The land in blue is land within the ownership of the local authority. The land on the right-hand side of that plan is the garage. The surrounding area is predominantly surrounded by residential properties, with the school located toward the front of the site and the open fields to the rear. This is an aerial photo of the site. In the centre there, see it's square in shape, seafront located to the bottom left-hand corner, Marine Drive to the front of the site, off which access is served currently. As you can see, it's within the predominantly residential area surrounding it. These are some images of the existing site frontage on Marine Drive. In these, you'll see the lay-bys located to the front and the existing site access. This is the existing car park, hard-started car parking area to the T-Mobile community building located on the site. You've got the existing school car parking again to the frontage of the site, with the buildings in the distance there behind. These are the fields to the rear of the school building that can be used by the school. Again, some images of the school and buildings within the existing site. As you see in the photo on the top left-hand corner, you can see the two-storey residential development that predominantly surrounds the site, with a bungalow located in one corner. In terms of an overview of the project, this is to deliver a net zero carbon school, which supports all four purposes of the curriculum for Wales. To achieve a phasing of the site that allows the operation of the site and the community facilities whilst the development has been undertaken. And this has been undertaken as part of the Welsh Government Sustainable Schools Challenge. This is to provide a school that has connections to nature, that is user-focused, community relationships, supporting the needs for collaboration with other services, promotes well-being, and has a low impact in terms of carbon and biodiversity. In terms of the project phasing, obviously because the school is going to be operational whilst the development is taking place, the applicants are proposing to demolish some small areas of the site. You can see the existing building located there underneath what is indicated as phase 2. So the proposed new school will be located to the rear of that, and that allows for the school to continue to operate until the new school has been built, and then to be the pupils to be transferred. So in terms of the operation of the school, it will allow for that to happen as the phases of development continue. This is the proposed site layout. As you see, access is still proposed off Marine Drive at the front, but with a one-way system to improve highway and pedestrian safety. Improvements along the site frontage to ensure that the bus lay-by is increased. The bus lay-by located to the front of the site, and 3 minibus parking spaces within the site itself. The site will incorporate 107 car parking spaces in total. You can see the building there located then towards the rear of the site, and play areas, the brown areas indicated as the hard surfaced play areas, pitch located to the front corner, and then the landscaping that surrounds the site. You will notice that the school is T-shaped, with the centre of the long section, which will have a winter garden incorporated within the school. These are some of the typical elevations of the building, which will also incorporate green roof and photovoltaic tiles. Again, this gives you an indication of the landscaping, show you the winter garden that runs through the centre of the site, the car parking, in a similar location as in what is already provided on site, and the play areas that support the services. The community space is located to the left-hand side of the T, with a shared reception for both facilities. These are some images of the proposed winter garden. As you see, the classrooms open out onto a semi-covered area to break out with a central garden feature to allow for indoor and outdoor play, and to address the needs for the sustainable strategy school proposals that are put forward here today. You can see the layout of the classrooms there with the childcare, community rooms, different facilities there that are provided colour-coded with a single ground floor located to the top, and then a second story element located on the plan lower down. And these are some CGIs of the proposals. As you can see, you've got the site frontage on Marine Drive is located on the left-hand side. So you've got the site access coming in with the car parking, which clearly separates that off then from the play areas. There's some large areas of landscaping then surround the site, providing context to the adjoining properties to ensure protection of amenity. Again, there's the indication from the rear. You can see the solar panels there and the sections of green roof and the winter garden running through the centre of that section. And then you can see obviously the hard surface play areas. They're located to the rear, and also the play area, the large playing field then to the top right-hand corner. And this is the plan showing the frontage then of the site with the central core, and then the two-storey element with a single-storey rear wing running perpendicular to that. So to sum up, this is a Welsh Government Sustainable School Challenge site, which is one of 3 sites considered in Wales to provide a net zero and exemplar for environmental sustainability and engagement. It provides similar staff and user numbers as the existing site across the community and school uses, and these are set out and broken down in more detail on page 11 of the report. Provide improved outdoor spaces, including an integrated winter garden to incorporate connection to nature and well-being, and provide a total of 107 car parking spaces, the one-way system for improved highway and pedestrian safety. It includes 40 staff spaces, with including car sharing spaces and EV charging, with 67 spaces for community uses, which also include EV charging. 3 minibus spaces and cycle parking. Highway frontage improvements include active travel crossing improvements and an 68-metre lay-by for bus pickup and drop-off. Note that there are a number of conditions imposed regarding construction demolition management. As we stated, the site is going to be operational during construction, so it's to ensure that safety of all pupils and visitors to the site will be accommodated during the construction process. Pitches and outdoor spaces are to be utilised by the school only. Members will note condition 27 in relation to any potential after-hours community uses, which would require a noise impact assessment is submitted should they be proposed in the future. But at this time, they're only proposed for the use of the school, and there is no floodlighting proposed for any of the pitches. Please note the amendment sheets with the amended wording of the condition and the additional condition that we're proposing in relation to the off-site active travel works. We are recommending approval of this application, subject to those conditions as set out on pages 35 to 44 and the amendment sheet. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chris. Do the local ward members, councillors Oliver Davis, Rob Wood or Suzanne Patterson have anything to say?
Nice. Yes, Councillor Wood has his hand up there, Chair.
Councillor Wood?
Thanks, Chair, for letting me speak on this. I just want to put on record my full support for these plans. I think it's excellent that the children of Sandfields West will be taught, and indeed the surrounding area, as it's a Welsh school, will be taught in a modern school with modern surroundings, with a modern curriculum. You know, I can't emphasise how much this scheme is actually welcome. Just one point. I know there's a lot of the adult education in Timova will be going, obviously, when the building is demolished. Is there enough capacity on the new plans to replace that adult ed? Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. I believe that a lot of the accommodation will still be provided within the community facility, but some of the vocational work, so some of the kind of more manual bricklaying, plastering, those type of things, are going to be relocated to proposals at Balindra. So it's still all going to be provided within the area, but the predominant use would be retained, with some of those vocational uses going to the centre of Balindra, which is proposed also for refurbishment as a net zero scheme. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, thanks for that.
Thank you, Councillor Wood. Anyone else? No? Yeah,
So, sorry, I was waiting for my colleagues as I'm on the committee. I really welcome this school. It's the 5th since I've been a councillor that has affected my ward under the SIPS programme. So we're well versed in how to look after schools. They are amazing schools in and around. I mean, there was by Baglan was one of the first. Owlamore was the first. Brodeur, and now we've got this one. And then Timova was one that was taken just over the border to mix with Owlamore. So the schools we have in and around the area are absolutely first rate. And this will be no different. We've had sight of the plans at an early stage as local members, and we were really well pleased with what we saw. And there is no difference now it's come to committee. There's only one question that I had. In Rosehaven, there was a mural, as I remember, because I was chair of governors in Timova School, and in the hall, there was a Vicario painting. Does anybody know what's going to happen to that?
And we can certainly take that away, obviously.
Because, you know, it might not be of enormous value, but it is of a painter of note. So I would like to know if there's anything that can be done to sort of move it or store it somewhere else or anything like that. So if you can just let me know at a later stage, that'd be great. Otherwise, I'm fully prepared to approve this.
Thank you, Suzanne. Chris has already taken over that, doesn't
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I will now take questions. Sorry, Councillor Stewart, Olin Stewart Davis, please.
Thank you, Chair. Just continue what my fellow councillors of the ward have stated. What I'm really pleased to see, Timova been there for a long time. It was my first school I went to at the age of 5. It's nice to actually see a school being rebuilt in the area where it's come from all the time. And considering how lucky we are in Sandfields West, because the 3 schools we'll now have will be absolutely outstanding, fit for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Davis. Now we'll take questions from members, please. And I can see Councillor Dennis Keogh. First, please.
Thank you, Chair. I noticed that one of the comments made there about the vocational training being moved to Velindre. As the former councillor in Port Talbot, Velindre was in a chronic state, on a point of falling down, that place. So I just hope there's sufficient money is put into that building to bring that up to spec, because as I say, it was in a chronic state. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Keogh. Councillor Mason.
Thank you, Chair. Welcome this planning application with open arms. My 3 sons all attended Rosehaven School, and I'm glad to see that the children of Port Talbot can at last be taught through the medium of Welsh in a brand new school, not at cast-offs from English schools. So I really welcome it. A brand new school for the children of Port Talbot to learn their Welsh language in and continue their Welsh studies in. So yeah, I'm happy to propose it. I'll second it any time.
Thank you, Councillor Mason. Now, Councillor Matthew Crowley, please.
Thank you, Chair. Just one observation on the, I flagged this up at the meeting that we had with the architects at the time, was I'm disappointed at the 3G facility, 4G facility, whatever it's going to be, didn't have floodlighting. Obviously, as a community asset, and with the shortness of playing spaces for sports, particularly in the Sandfields now, I was just, I thought having a floodlit would give that further opportunity to local sports groups and organisations to enable them to play whatever sports, recreational sports they could under lights, and it would be an income generation for the school as well. So I'm slightly disappointed that that community aspect hasn't been put into the project, if I'm honest. And I'd just like to echo everything else everybody else have said. My 2 children went to Rosehaven, and my grandson is there now. and it'll be, I'm sure, a first-class facility going forward. Thank you, Chair.
Yep, thank you, Councillor Crowley. And now Councillor Rosalind Davis.
Diolch yn fawr, Cadeirydd. Thank you very much, Chair. Of course, I very much welcome this new Welsh medium education primary school as well. Much needed. I'm just wondering regarding the parking. I note that there are only 107 spaces for car parking. Is there anywhere else that they can park if there's anything on in the school that the car park itself does not accommodate?
Oh,
Diolch.
yes.
Thank you. As set out in the report, the car parking proposed accommodates both the school and the community uses. So in terms of the school, it provides 40 spaces for staff. It does have pick up and drop off. Because it is a Welsh medium school, a lot of children get there by buses. So there was a lot of debate regarding how buses will be dealt with, and those are still dealt with on the highway, which was felt to be the safest option in terms of the highway movements, to not bring buses in that would potentially have conflict with pedestrians. That facility has been increased, so the 2 bays have been incorporated into one. So there's a large bay there now for off-street parking buses. But there's also 60-odd spaces for the community use. So obviously, when that community use is operational, there may be spare spaces within the school parking itself. But if combined total provides sufficient car parking that covers all of the existing uses and the proposed uses on the site.
Thank you, Chris. Rosalind.
Diolch yn fawr. Diolch yn fawr. I think we all know that there's always a problem, even with the new school, the lack of parking in general. I just wanted to ask the question. Diolch yn fawr.
And I think, as I pointed out, this application has gone through this Welsh Government Sustainable School Challenge. So I had to go through a number of iterations. It's one of 3 sites put forward. I think one of only 2 schools that are going to be funded to this type of school within Wales Exemplar. One of the things that they pushed back on a lot was the amount of car parking, because there's obviously this issue between making something sustainable and carbon neutral and encouraging people to drive to everywhere. But it's getting the right balance. But I think on this one, I think in terms of the responses that we back from highways, we all know what schools are like in terms of pick up and drop off time. But providing this new facility, especially with a one-way system that comes in and out, is a massive improvement in terms of highway safety in that area. And there's improvements, obviously, to active travel connections across that highway as well, with the zebra crossings being put in.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councillor Tim Bowen.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I just going on to the question that Councillor Crowley asked about the lighting. I asked this yesterday, and the reason I asked it yesterday was due to the fact we've had so many problems with the lighting up in Kevin-Syson. It's still ongoing with the residents now. They've gone to the Ombudsman and so forth because these lights are so close to the properties. We all know it generates income for the schools, but it's a major problem when we put lighting this close to boundaries. And we're going to have it all starting again now once the dark nights come. So I am glad to see that they have thought about this and not put lighting that close to residents. It might be not what local members want to hear, but I am so glad because it does cause a major problem.
Thank you, Tim. Right, I can't see anybody else now.
Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to add about the zebra crossing. Residents have been asking for a crossing there for some time. So it's very pleasing that it's going to be incorporated into this plan. So I'm really pleased about that, and residents will be too.
Thank you, Suzanne. I can't see any more questions from members now, so would the local ward members like to sum up before I move on to the recommendation? Councillor Wood.
Yeah, well, I'm just happy, as I say, to see the school come in there and the replacement school happy with the plans. And I hope as a committee that you'll propose and vote the plans through. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. Councillor Davis.
Just reiterate what my fellow councillor Rob Wood has said. Absolutely pleased to see the new school come in there, and the talk on the estate locally. Everyone I've spoken to are extremely glad about that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Davis.
I'll add just the same. We haven't had any direct complaints. I don't know if planning have had any, no. It's something that is really needed in the area. And I think all residents of the ward and further afield are very happy that we're going to have this Welsh medium primary school in Southfields.
Thank you, Suzanne. Now moving on to the recommendation and conditions, which start on page 35 of the report. And again, this application is recommended for approval. Could I have a proposer and seconder to consider the recommendation? Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Keogh.
Happy to second, Chair.
Yes, thank you. Tammy, could you please ask each member if they have been present for the whole of this item and how they wish to vote? And could you then confirm the decision, please?
Yes, certainly, Chair. Okay, we'll start with Councillor Tim Bowen, please. Have you been present for the whole of this item and how do you wish to vote?
Yes, I've been present and happy to support the recommendation.
Thank you. Same questions, Matthew Crowley, please.
Yes, I've been present for the whole meeting and happy to support. Thank you.
Thank you. Same questions to Councillor Rosalind Davis, please.
Yes, I've been here the whole time and I'm voting in favour of the application. Diolch yn fawr.
Yeah. Councillor Jeff Jones, Chair, please.
Yes, I have been present and I will vote for the recommendation.
Thank you. Carl Jordan, please.
Good afternoon all. Yes, present throughout Tammy and in favour of the application. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Dennis Keogh, please. Same questions.
Yes, I've been present for the whole meeting and I'm happy to support. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Rydian Nison, please.
I've been present for the whole item, Tammy, and most definitely support the recommendation.
Thank you. In the room, Councillor Suzanne Patterson, please.
Yes, I've been happy here throughout, Tammy, and I'll vote to approve the application.
Thank you. Councillor Sarah Thomas, please.
I've been present throughout and I'm happy to support the recommendation.
Thank you. Can I check I missed out no voting members of the committee? No, there we are, Chair. That's unanimously been approved.
Oh, great. Thank you, Tammy. Now we move on to section B of the agenda, which is matters for information. Agenda items 6, 7 and 8 detail the appeals determined, appeals received and delegated decisions from the timeframe indicated in the circulated report. As Chair, I can confirm that we note the information contained within these reports. We have agenda item 10. We have no urgent items today. But before we finish, I'd just like to again remind everyone that how well the committee team has been performing, and I wish you all the best in the future. Well done. So that ends the meeting for today. Thank you all very much.
Thanks all. Diolch pawb.
Diolch yn fawr. Hwyl.
No.